So earlier today, we got a Nintendo Direct announced. It's happening tomorrow, Thursday, September 23rd at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. That's 6 p.m. for me Eastern Time. I will, of course, live stream this Direct, so feel free to watch alongside with me. And since it's possible this could have our final Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC fighter, Challenger Pack 11, revealed, and possibly the end of Smash character speculation for a long time, I'm very excited for this one. Over on Twitter, Nintendo of America wrote, "Tune in 9/23 at 3 p.m. PT for a hashtag Nintendo Direct. Live stream featuring roughly 40 minutes of information focused mainly on hashtag Nintendo Switch games launching this winter." So that's a good-sized Direct at 40 minutes long, and says it will mostly feature Nintendo Switch games releasing this winter. So this Direct should lay out the rest of Nintendo's plans for this year. We were pretty much expecting a Direct at some point this month. Historically, we tend to get Directs in September. These Septendo Directs have happened every year for like the last decade, skipping only 2015. And there were plenty of rumors about a possible September Direct happening this year. Zippo posted a blog talking about how a September Nintendo Direct was in the works and could happen as early as the first week in September, and mentioned some rumors about a Nintendo Switch Online announcement being valid. I'll talk more about the NSO rumors in a second. Also on September 14th, Kelios mentioned Nintendo trademarking Nintendo Direct in Japan. And my video yesterday, I ended off saying, although I've been focusing on all the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl speculation stuff, I wanted to make a Nintendo and Smash speculation-focused video. I've just simply been waiting for a September Direct announcement. But if one didn't happen soon, I'd just go ahead and make that video anyway. And then today, our Nintendo Direct, of course, did get announced. Now about those Nintendo Switch Online rumors. The first person I heard talking about this was Nate Drake on his YouTube channel, Nate the Hate, where he discussed the possibility of Game Boy and Game Boy Color coming to the NSO. Eurogamer corroborated this rumor, and over the next few weeks, more and more articles and sources started popping up claiming this very feature, Game Boy on the NSO, might be added to the Nintendo Switch this month. With already a history of Nintendo Directs happening in September, and the Switch Online seemingly very overdue for a new console to be added, it felt like it would simply be a matter of time before we got this officially announced. Then, even more interesting than these Game Boy NSO rumors, a patent filing from Nintendo appeared for what seemed to be a brand new controller. The FCC ID is HAC043. This is already super close to the FCC IDs of the other controllers made for the Switch's NSO service, like the original NES controller and Super NES controllers that were built for use with the Nintendo Switch Online. I think the Super NES Switch controller is actually HAC042. So a new controller coming to the Switch, possibly for a new NSO console, fit very well with the Game Boy NSO rumors. Except that Game Boy doesn't really need a new controller to be played properly. There isn't a classic Game Boy style controller. The Game Boy itself has a very simple button layout. It's essentially an NES controller, and you can't really replicate the Game Boy in a controller form. Well, alongside the Game Boy and Game Boy Color NSO rumors, we also got rumors of possibly a Nintendo 64 update to the Switch Online service as well. And of course, an N64 controller for the Switch could fit what this HAC043 filing was for. At first, this HAC043 patent had a confidentiality date of March 16th, 2022, meaning that the public couldn't see what the FCC ID was actually for, like if it was a controller or what, until March 16th, 2022. But then suddenly Nintendo updated the confidentiality deadline to September 24th, 2021. That's this Friday. So we pretty much knew at that point we would see what this controller actually was by the end of the week. Most people assumed likely there'd be a Nintendo Direct, and if not, they'd just like shadow drop some Nintendo Switch Online update, possibly revealing Game Boy and Nintendo 64, and then also reveal this controller. Samus Hunter wrote, "Confidential filings for the new controller have a new date available for 9/24/2021. Recap on the product, it's not a new Pro Joy-Con Amiibo controller, no NFC support. It's not something like the MK Live Cart, no Wi-Fi support. It's not a controller like the NES, it's one unit." So no NFC support, again making it likely some kind of retro NSO-themed controller to function with a new console that would be added to the Nintendo Switch Online. Andy Robinson wrote, "An update on the FCC website has pointed to a Nintendo Switch controller announcement before this Friday, September 24th. Of all the industry insiders, I can't say I was expecting the US government to leak the next Nintendo Direct. This is speculation, but it's been noted that the shape and placement of the labels on the FCC site roughly match with the design of an N64 controller. So the labels for this new controller match up with the labels of an N64 controller, leading even further to the likelihood this is in fact for a controller built to work with a Nintendo 64 Switch Online update. Emily Rogers wrote, GB/GBC, N64, and at least one other system. That said, I don't know if they'll all get announced released at the same time. Best to temper expectations. NSO's library is finally reaching its potential. I just wish it hadn't taken 5 years to add new systems. So lots of people getting on board with this. It seems a major part of this Nintendo Direct could actually be long overdue updates to the Switch Online, adding possibly Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and N64. Maybe even Game Boy Advance as that other system Emily mentioned there. Or hey, maybe it's Virtual Boy, who knows? We are 5 years into the Nintendo Switch, and it feels like we have barely scratched the surface for what kind of features this system could give us. They just now updated the thing to allow for Bluetooth headphones like a week ago. Adding a bunch of new consoles to the NSO would be a great step in the right direction to help the Switch reach its full potential. Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, of course, fits right alongside the NES and Super NES libraries, but Nintendo 64 is what has me most excited here. Nintendo can be pretty stingy when it comes to allowing us to play their old games. They tend to like to sell them to us again. Mario 64 got sold to us on the Switch not that long ago. But of course so did NES and Super NES games. They sold them on the classic collections. Maybe the Nintendo 64 will simply be added to the Switch Online. Or maybe they'll make a premium, more expensive version of the Switch Online that could unlock access to N64 games. I feel like to offer a premium online subscription, they'd have to likely offer more than just access to N64 games. I think they'd have to literally promise a better online experience in some way, with the service overall being just better. But it is possible this will be how the N64 library could get added to the NSO, possibly a premium subscription. But hey, who knows? Also, Rare games from the company Rare I mean, not just games that are hard to find, are a big part of the N64 catalog, and some of the best, most memorable N64 games are from Rare. Rare is a Microsoft-owned company these days, but of course Nintendo and Microsoft seem very close. And we do have Banjo and Smash after all, so maybe somehow a deal has been struck and we can actually get those Rare games as part of a Nintendo 64 Switch Online subscription. Alright, so as all these rumors floated around here in September, and especially the HAC043 situation was unfolding, it became more and more likely a Nintendo Direct would happen at some point this month. Again, we usually get them in September anyway. So of course, lots and lots of supposed leaks for Nintendo Directs were being posted online. Before I talk about my predictions for this Direct and Smash speculation stuff, I'm just going to quickly show a few of the probably fake leaks I've seen that did, if nothing else, at least guess the date of this Nintendo Direct correctly. Though almost certainly they were just a stab in the dark, lucky guesses, based on all the rumors and all the reasons to think a Nintendo Direct would probably be happening at some point this month. But hey, on the off chance one of these is correct, we might as well take a look at them. First, here's one that doesn't say who the Smash fighter is, but says it'll be at the start of the Direct. So if tomorrow we start with a Smash reveal, maybe keep this one in mind, though it's pretty standard stuff that it talks about. Here's a short one that not only guessed the day, but also the exact hour of the announcement of the Nintendo Direct. Of course, these announcements usually drop at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, so it's not that hard to guess at them if you're guessing every day. It says Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Game Boy and N64 NSO will be the big announcements in the Direct. And then goes on to say Breath of the Wild 2 will be shown at the Game Awards, and that a 4K Switch is happening next year. Nothing Smash mentioned, and it's a short and vague one here. Even if Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and NSO stuff happen tomorrow, it's tough to say if this one was actually legitimate. This next one talks about a ton of interesting stuff. Resident Evil getting Leon and Jill for Smash in a separate presentation in October. Perfect Halloween season reveal, in my opinion, with Resident Evil. We have seen Spirits upgraded, and some things that we've counted out, like Tekken, ended up getting reps anyway. So Resident Evil is possible, I suppose. This also has Halo Master Chief Collection on it, and just a lot of really great stuff. Honestly, seems too good to be true in my opinion, but hey, who knows? I'd love to get some Resident Evil characters as the final Smash reveal. Finally, here's one that says Neku from The World Ends With You will be the final Smash character, with some Kingdom Hearts music apparently. So maybe this is implying he'd be a compromise character because they couldn't get Sora. I don't know. But I am a huge The World Ends With You fan, so I'd be all about Neku getting in Smash, with apparently a Rindo Echo. However, with how little Nintendo actually marketed Neo The World Ends With You, I'm very doubtful it's coming to Smash, especially as the final playable fighter. But hey, if you haven't played The World Ends With You, go play The World Ends With You. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about my predictions for what I think we could see in this Direct. We just got WarioWare Get It Together released, and Metroid Dread has been getting tons of announcements in the lead up to that game. So I figure they might remind everyone WarioWare is out, and almost certainly they're going to highlight Dread, as it comes out in just a few weeks. We also have the Nintendo Switch OLED console releasing at the same time as Dread, so I also expect they'll remind everyone about that and maybe show off its features in detail a bit here, to try and clinch some final sales on that console. Speaking of Metroid, we could see something from Prime 4, I suppose, although they do say this will focus on winter 2021 Switch games, and I seriously doubt Prime 4 is releasing anytime soon. Also, even showing it off here could potentially diminish the hype for Metroid Dread. So I'm thinking Prime 4 won't be shown tomorrow, although I'm itching to see something from it, so I'd be happy to be wrong about that. However, I think they're going to focus on Dread, and we're not going to see anything from Prime 4 until after Dread has already sold a bunch. Shin Megami Tensei 5 comes out in November, and Nintendo has been marketing it heavily over the past year, so I expect we'll definitely see some more of SMT5 tomorrow. There were also those rumors of a new Donkey Kong game made by the Odyssey team, which a lot of people thought we'd see at E3. This could be a surprise holiday title from Nintendo, so maybe that'll get revealed tomorrow. Big Brain Academy I first heard about earlier this month, so I assume that we'll also get at least a small highlight in this Direct. Animal Crossing will likely have its fall event to highlight, and maybe those will be shown off on their own instead in like a Twitter post or something, but I think this Direct could take a little time to show what's going on this fall in New Horizons. Mario Party Superstars is the end-of-the-year Nintendo Switch game I'm most excited for, and we know about 3 of the supposedly 5 boards: Spaceland, Peach's Birthday Cake, and Woody Woods. This game is being made up of boards from the N64 Mario Party games. I actually just played a round of Mario Party 2 on an old CRT TV, old school style, with some friends over the weekend. We played Horrorland, and I did terrible. Anyway, I'm a big fan of Mario Party, so it would be great to see more of this one. Though I think at this point, 5 boards is kind of absurd when games like Smash have 80-something characters and a ton of stages. All 20 Mario Party 64 boards in one game instead of just 5 seems like where we should be at in 2021, but I digress. What's interesting here is the N64 nostalgia this game is cashing in on. If we're really getting the N64 added to the Switch Online service, I wonder if the Mario Party games will be available from the start in the library of N64 games on the NSO. Could having that even announced possibly hurt the sales of Superstars? Obviously, Mario Party Superstars is all updated stuff. It's a fresh experience despite using the old boards. But it's games like this that I think make Nintendo wary of opening the doors to their old games so easily. They tend to like to repackage and resell them to us instead of just giving us the old ones. Moving on, we are supposed to get that Pikmin Pokemon Go style mobile game from Niantic at some point in 2021. At least that's what I last heard about it, so maybe it could be shown here a bit. I'd prefer Pikmin 4 to get announced, but that seems like a pipe dream these days, sadly. The Advance Wars Remaster, Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, is coming out later this year, and I honestly keep forgetting this game got announced. I loved Advance Wars back in the day. It was one of the first Game Boy Advance games I owned, and the series has laid dormant for so long, I'm still in shock Nintendo is actually doing something with this series. I expect we'll see more of it tomorrow. As for other Nintendo games happening before the end of 2021, we could of course have Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl highlighted, although Pokemon stuff usually gets shown off in their own Pokemon Directs. Still, maybe it'll briefly get shown just to remind people it's happening, as it's definitely one of the bigger games Nintendo has coming out in the next few months. Legends Arceus isn't until 2022, and again, Pokemon stuff tends to get highlighted on their own outside of Nintendo Directs, but maybe we could see that briefly here too. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has a lot of rumors floating around about it, and that could definitely be a major new game reveal in this Direct. Don't know if it'll be out by the end of the year, but I could see it being revealed tomorrow. Bayonetta 3 we haven't heard anything about in a long time. Don't know what's going on with that game, but maybe tomorrow will finally be when they show us where that game is at. Saw this post about the voice actress for Bayonetta. I hope she's still involved in the series. I haven't actually looked much deeper into this one though, so hopefully it's not true and she is still voicing Bayonetta. Of course, some 2022 games could get shown tomorrow despite the Direct focusing on Switch games happening this year. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope could get some attention. Or Splatoon 3 could get also highlighted here, again despite coming out next year. Those are two games that I could see just getting at least briefly highlighted in this Direct. Breath of the Wild 2 we still have only gotten short glimpses of, and no title for the game at all yet. Unsure if they'll keep us in the dark and keep this game all mysterious, or if we could get a title reveal, or even just a bit more gameplay footage tomorrow. But barring a Smash character reveal, honestly, anything about Breath of the Wild 2 could be the highlight of the Direct for me if that happens. I'm very excited for that game, and it feels like we've seen almost nothing of it. Outside of any Breath of the Wild 2 news, we could get something else incredible announced like Mario Odyssey 2 or Mario Kart 9. Nintendo is always surprising us, so I'm excited to see what we get tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be some cool stuff and surprises as always. Now, of course, with all those predictions, that brings us to the million-dollar question. Will we get our final Fighter Pass 2 DLC Smash character, Challenger Pack 11, revealed tomorrow? Honestly, I'm not sure. I think a lot of people are expecting we will, but personally, I'm not so certain myself. Now, it's totally possible the final character is revealed tomorrow, and if so, I hope it's someone exciting. But I also keep going back to what Sakurai said after Kazuya. It'll be a while. We should be patient. And he even mentions it'll be done this year, making me think it could actually get close to the end of the year before it gets revealed. December 2021 was the initial time frame we were given for this Fighter Pass to end. And yeah, they could be ahead of schedule, and we could get it much sooner, but still, they might wait it out until the end. I've speculated that Smash's anniversary, or at the Game Awards, the anniversary of the first DLC fighter reveal, Joker, and the game's launch, might be when they decide to finally announce Challenger Pack 11. It's just kind of poetic to do it at the end that way. Even if that isn't the case though, and they do reveal that fighter much sooner, and not like in December, I'm still unsure if they'd reveal them tomorrow. I actually think the more likely scenario would be potentially they reveal the date of a Sakurai Presents ... instead, and we build up to a Smash-focused event for that reveal. That's how they ended Fighter Pass 1 after all. Kind of feels like they'll do the same with Fighter Pass 2. We do seem to always get Smash news in Directs, and usually that means a fighter reveal, though sometimes it's been different, like the Fighter from ARMS announcement, which was kind of like a half-character reveal. And we have gotten other Smash things announced besides fighters, like when we randomly got Small Battlefield added. Maybe we could get some Smash news tomorrow, but not the final playable character, just something else. We were told a while ago that further investigations and adjustments to online mode are expected. And a while back, Harada also said Sakurai was inquiring to him about online features. And of course, our newest Smash fighter is from Tekken. And Sakurai and Harada have been talking. We know that from the Harada Bar videos. I'm getting very speculative, but with all the talk of NSO stuff, Game Boy and maybe N64 coming to NSO, if they did offer some sort of premium online service, maybe Sakurai found a way to incorporate rollback into Smash Ultimate for people who pay for like a premium subscription. Announcing a fix to the online would be major. I think a lot of people would be happy waiting on the final fighter a bit if they somehow found a way to majorly improve Smash Ultimate's online, and that was the big announcement tomorrow. Honestly, Smash's online is really the one failure of the game in my opinion. Again, I'm just being speculative here though. I don't know if rollback could even be added to Smash at all, although Sakurai is the type who I'm sure would rework everything from the ground up to fix a feature like that. Smash's online might just be how it is, and that's that, there's no fix, but it would be a cool thing to get updated, and if that was the Smash reveal tomorrow, I'd be pretty happy. Regardless of what exactly we see from Smash tomorrow, I'm not convinced it will be a character reveal. I'm not convinced it's going to be Challenger Pack 11. But, of course, it could be. And it may very well be the last Smash character for a long time, until there's like another game or something. Although we have that odd missing website page, that could be for anything. It doesn't have to be like a bonus character. Challenger Pack 11 is probably the last fighter. Sakurai has been very adamant that Challenger Pack 11 will be the final fighter, so I'm going to have to trust him. With this possibly being the eve of the end of Smash Ultimate character speculation, let's get speculating. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't really changed my Smash speculation much from my last major speculation video. And I've talked in length about so many characters in past videos, there's really not too much new stuff to say. And I've probably given some good arguments about 10 to 20 characters that still seem decently likely right now. And I don't think any one of them is a clear frontrunner either. I'm ready to simply be surprised by the final fighter. There's of course big name characters we could get still, like Crash Bandicoot. It is his anniversary this very month, and we've been promised more Crash anniversary celebration moments are still to come this year. Could Crash coming to Smash be one of them? Master Chief seems like he could be objectively one of the best final reveal characters they could do. And with Nintendo and Microsoft so close, and Halo Infinite due out this year, it could all end with Chief finishing the fight. Also, if we really do get the N64 revealed for the NSO, and possibly get rare games in it, that could mean a Microsoft deal has been struck. So maybe more Microsoft stuff could be shown off in this Direct, and it could all culminate in Chief being announced for Smash. And of course, there's all the other fighters I've mentioned before lots and lots of times that could still happen. Oftentimes, trying to guess when a fighter will happen is near impossible, so characters I talked about a long time ago, like Ryo Hayabusa, or Breath of the Wild Zelda characters, the Chorus Kids, all those characters we've talked in length about over many years and lots of videos, all still have a shot. Maybe if the Game Boy Switch Online does have Game Boy Advance, we could get Mother 3 localized finally. Maybe Porky could surprise us as the final Smash character to tie into that reveal. It would certainly please the hardcore Nintendo fans who have waited a long time for Mother 3 to get translated officially. Or maybe Nahobino from the upcoming SMT5 could be the final fighter, and be revealed promoting that game's release. We started with a Persona character with Joker, so maybe ending with a Shin Megami Tensei fighter could make sense. We've also gotten a ton of Capcom stuff during this DLC, but no playable Capcom DLC character yet. Phoenix Wright seems like the most likely remaining Capcom character, in my opinion, if a Capcom rep were to happen. There was that rapper Mario leak that seemed to suggest Phoenix would be the next fighter, although I think that one's likely fake now. Honestly, it was likely fake to begin with, but it may have been totally deconfirmed recently, and I'll explain in a second. But regardless, Phoenix Wright seems like a fairly likely option as the final character, in my opinion. Basically, the rapper Mario leak claimed a list of a bunch of companies that were supposedly working with Smash in some capacity. But it failed to mention Grasshopper, which got Smash content recently in the form of No More Hero 3 Spirits. So a lot of people are saying the rapper Mario leak is now wrong for failing to mention that company. Travis now has a Mii and Spirits in Smash, but sadly still isn't a playable fighter. This is a spoiler for the end of No More Heroes 3, but I feel like I have to point this out, so fair warning if you don't want spoilers for the end of No More Heroes 3. The final battle of the game is essentially a Super Smash Bros. Fight, which is hilarious, and a total nod to all the fans who want Travis in Smash. Suda51 even said Sakurai played No More Heroes 3 and laughed at the final boss fight being a Smash reference. Speaking of the No More Heroes 3 Spirit event, we also got some other events over the last few weeks. A fitness event, currently a nature flower-themed event, a GameCube-era event for the anniversary of the system, and Sakurai accidentally double-posted one of his picks of the day. Oh well. But most interesting of the events has to be the Assist Trophy event, as I feel if an Assist Trophy character got upgraded to a playable fighter, this could have potentially been the event theme for them. Not that some Assist Trophy character couldn't still happen and have simply a different event theme for whatever, fits them, but it's possible their event theme could have been Assist Trophy themed, and that one's out now. As for more recent Smash speculation stuff, there was this tweet from Sakurai referencing the ending of the classic movie Terminator 2. The thumbs up from Ken, and using Richter, or possibly Simon's, whip for the chain is an awesome attention to detail from Sakurai and really captures that moment from the movie. Now, whether or not any of Sakurai's pick of the day images are hints at characters, all that aside, this is definitely a Terminator 2 reference and likely not a specific video game series reference. But some people took this as a reference to other games and not a reference to Terminator 2. Other games that have also referenced Terminator 2. It's a very popular movie. Basically, Terminator 2 is so popular, we have people speculating references on top of references here. Fortnite added Terminator stuff to that game and referenced the same scene. We of course still have that odd comment from Donald Mustard, so while Fortnite stuff is possible to happen for Smash, I doubt these Terminator references or Sakurai's pick of the day about it are pointing to that at all. Among Us also references Terminator 2's lava thumbs up thing. Among Us on Twitter actually wrote this: "It's probably not going to happen, but if you guys ever ask Sakurai or Nintendo to add the imposter to Smash, do you think they would? Just asking in general." Among Us wrote, "It'd be really cool and we'd love it, but who knows if they'd put us in there? Haha." Would definitely make for a cool Mii costume or even a Spirit event in my opinion, but otherwise I doubt Among Us is coming to Smash as the final character. And lastly, Doom also references Terminator 2, that specific scene. When Doom Guy falls into lava, his death animation is a thumbs up in some of his games. We've speculated about Doomguy for a long time, and with Bethesda having Mies in Smash, he's certainly still a possibility, and would be a fantastic ending to Smash Ultimate in my opinion. He's like the granddaddy of first-person shooters. It would be cool to have him here. Doom also has a huge amount of games on the Switch right now, so it could make sense. Terminator references aside. And I still think if we found out in the end Kakomelo was real all along, and Doomguy with like a bonus Geno fighter would be the end of Smash, that would be the absolute craziest way Smash Ultimate could end in my opinion. Although I'm not banking on that being the case at all. But still, Doomguy would be a great ending. It would be cool to get him, Kakomelo aside, Terminator references aside. Anyway, like I said, we've speculated to the moon and back about a million different possible characters. I just simply can't repeat them all right now. If tomorrow's reveals the final one, so be it. Personally, I think we might have to sit tight and be patient a bit longer than tomorrow's Direct. Possibly until the end of the year. But if it does all end tomorrow, whoever it is, I hope it's someone awesome. There's a lot of awesome choices out there, and I hope a lot of people are excited at the end. Regardless, speculating characters has been a blast, and while even if this is the last one and it does get revealed tomorrow, there'd still be like the Sakurai Presents to look forward to, and some Mii costume speculation, and probably a little bit of speculation after that. So Smash speculation would go on a tiny bit longer, even if the character speculation aspect could be done tomorrow. Now I have seen this one theory floating around, and I just kind of want to shoot it down. It's this Facebook message that claimed 84 characters after Pyra and Mythra got revealed. It was an official Facebook message. First off, Sakurai has been pretty clear Challenger Pack 11 will be the end, so I'd suggest not setting up to expect too much more. Again, maybe a bonus character, but that's probably already getting your expectations too high. I really doubt some random Facebook employee knows the final roster count, even if there were somehow a few secret extra fighters. Basically, all I think that's happening here is that they counted the amount of Smash fighters in a odd way. The way you count Smash fighters is kind of up for interpretation. Do you count the Echoes? Do you count the Mii fighters? Do you count the literal squares on the roster? Like, do you count Pokemon Trainer as just one spot? Or do you count it as 3 fighters? Or do you count the Echoes alongside with that? Or do you not count them? Same with Pyra and Mythra. Is that 2 characters or just 1? Because of all the oddities and different ways you can count certain characters, there's a few final amount of character numbers you can land on. One of which is 84. So I think that's all that happened here. Just an odd way of counting the roster spots. I don't think we're actually going to get 84 characters the way the website counts them. A couple other things in Smash-related news before I finish things up. PETA, of all places, put out some tweets with a thumbs up Ken wanting their mascot in Smash. Really weird, since Smash has multiple instances of meat and eating meat in it, so just kind of weird PETA would want their character in Smash. Also, Smash Remix, a mod for Smash 64, added Mewtwo and Marth recently. I have yet to actually play Smash Remix myself, but my brother has been playing it a lot and really loves it. Smash 64 is his favorite Smash game, actually. I'm real nostalgic for that one, too. I know a lot of people tend to have nostalgia for Melee, and I do as well, but Smash 64 was actually the one that really hooked me. I was hooked right from the beginning. Anyway, the game looks really sweet. Though with any unofficial Nintendo project, I'm always wary of what could happen with it. Anyway, the concept seems really cool to me, and a bunch of the stages and music tracks and characters are just amazing to see. Lots of N64 nostalgia here. Although, personally, I probably would have made a few changes. Specifically, Lucas and Dark Samus, I don't think they fit here super well. I probably wouldn't have added them. I think the game would have been better without modern characters, and just stuck with things from the N64 era. Go hard on the nostalgia factor. I think it would be cooler if this game was simply Smash 64, if it had tons and tons of characters and stages back in the day, and not a game that was clearly made in 2021. Again, the nostalgia factor here I think is key. I suppose Lucas could work if they had, his scrapped Earthbound 64 model, but Dark Samus I just don't think fits. I understand that they were probably easy to make Echo fighters, and they give that style gameplay, that moveset from Ness and Samus, a bit more room to grow by having an Echo version of them with slight differences, but anyway, I just don't think they really fit here. Conquer is great to see as a playable fighter for once, though I'm a bigger Banjo-Kazooie fan personally. I get that Conquer allowed them to be completely unique and create a whole new character, as Banjo of course did eventually get into Smash Bros, so to add him here they'd probably have to kind of copy that. Still, Banjo getting into Smash Ultimate is the absolute highlight of Smash Ultimate for me, just have to say that. But I'd rather have N64 Banjo here than Conquer, but hey, Conquer's still cool. Totally just a personal preference on my part. Anyway, Smash 64 is great, and Smash Remix, continuing that original Smash-style game, is amazing to see. Excellent job, guys. And on the subject of banjo real quick, I was actually in Best Buy recently and found this banjo plush set by Fan Gamer. I had no idea. I guess it's a Best Buy exclusive. Didn't even know it was out, but I picked that up. So that's the newest Banjo-Kazooie thing in my Banjo-Kazooie collection. All right, I had a few other things I was going to briefly talk about, but they have nothing to do with the Direct or Smash, so I'll save it for some other video some other time, as this video is getting really long. And I want to get it out there with enough time for people to actually watch it before the Direct. I'll end off saying I'm excited to see what we get in the Direct tomorrow. I'm personally leaning towards there not being a Smash fighter reveal tomorrow. Maybe a Sakurai Presents date, we'll get the date of when that'll happen, or maybe we'll get something else for Smash revealed, but I'm personally leaning towards there not actually being a fighter reveal. But I have no idea for sure, so I am ready to be surprised. Maybe we will get the Smash fighter. My guess for who the final fighter is, if I absolutely had to put out a guess, would probably be Phoenix Wright right now, but that isn't a strong guess at all. That's just where I happen to be thinking lately. It honestly could be anyone. And I've talked about lots and lots of characters I think it could be. And there's tons of them I'd be ecstatic to see make it in the end. So maybe we'll find out who the final fighter is tomorrow. Hopefully it's someone cool. All right, well, that's everything. If you guys want to watch the Direct alongside with me tomorrow, I will be streaming it. And as always, if you have any thoughts or comments about any of the stuff I talked about in this video, leave them below.
Remember to like the video, leave a comment in the section below, and subscribe to PapaGenos!
Twitter, Patreon, Discord.